vaccinated or non-vaccinated, everybody's going to get the viruses and they're going to get sick. And then the question is of our immunity. You go to the tunnels, your immunity rises up. So as you can see, really the pyramid energy affects the major functions in our life. And that's the reason why they wanted to hide for us. The pyramid energy is clean, unlimited. And once you build the pyramid complex, it is free. They work forever. And the running order is important because the whole process with this kinetic energy starts. You know, we have water under the pyramid tunnels, moving towards the pyramid. You have the energies in the tunnels, moving towards the pyramid, most probably feeding the pyramid with the energy. It's active energy machines. But you have noticed also the tunnels, what we do there. There are two civilizations, first who built this network, and the second one who closed all the tunnels. They fill the tunnels with the filler material. So what we do, we are removing the filler material. The more tunnels we open, energy is getting stronger and stronger. The concentration of negative ions, higher and higher. The strength of the signals within ultrasound and electromagnetism, stronger and stronger. So imagine once we clear all the tunnels, all the way to the pyramids, what kind of very strong energy
we'll be able to see that beam. Everybody will see the beam when you have it fully.
And you know what? You are probably right. This is what I call spirituality. Not spirituality in a sense, religious or faith, that's separate. For me, spirituality is development of spiritual senses. So we can create a picture beyond the physical reality. The physical reality is based on our five physical senses. We can see, we can hear, we can taste, we can smell, and we can touch. But our physical senses are so limited. For example, what we can hear is a sound. Sound is from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Above 20 kilohertz is called ultrasound. Below 20 hertz is called infrasound. We cannot hear, but we can measure. We do have a spiritual sense, which is counterpart. So we actually can hear even more. We don't develop it. What we see is less than 1% of the world around us. We see what's visible. We see basically within the frequency of those 7 colors. Which 7 colors? If you have a prism, the light is coming through a prism, then we can see those 7 colors. They start with the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Of course, those 7 colors have been kidnapped by the LGBTIQ today. By scientifically speaking, this is what we see. And this is 0.3% of the visible spectrum. Less than 1%. This is what we see. Our cats, they can see at least 2 or 3%. My cat is usually fixing, its eyesight above my head. I look at her, I see nothing. And then, my cat moves, with the eyes like somebody following some movement. I see nothing. What is he seeing? He's probably seeing some ghosts or some orbs or some extraterrestrials. He sees something.
There's a lot of these.
We don't see that.
There's a lot of these revelation, like these spiritual beliefs around like pyramids and people seeing something amazing in a pyramid. I mean, do you think other pyramids, like you're saying, this one's functioning still? What about Mexico and in Giza? Are they broken? Can we fix them by unfilling the tunnels the same way? What's the deal?
When I take my groups to Egypt, one of my favorite places is the Red Pyramid in Dakhshur, because you can enter there and usually there are no tourists. You go there, you take your digital camera or your cell phone, you are filming. All of a sudden, you can see not tens, not hundreds, but thousands of orbs. Orbs are light beings. What we see over there and what we see here in Bosnia, when it comes to orbs, they are usually white. They are spherical, thousands of them. Even though they can be hexagonal and different shapes, they can be
the little ones. I've seen lots of videos in Luxor and stuff at night.
Exactly.
Where little guys come in.
How come they are there? Because they are attracted by the pyramid energy. So it tells me that the Red Pyramid is also active and it attracts those orbs. And with the little...
Sorry to interrupt, Sam. Don't you have a video of the Bosnian pyramids where there's tons of them coming out of the tunnels? Do you have the reference that I could maybe pull that up and play it while you're describing this?
Well, I have it on our YouTube channel, Bosnian Pyramids TV, and try Orbs, the keyword Orbs. What happened, this project has many volunteers. So we had a couple of volunteers from Netherlands, and they were filming in the newly discovered tunnels orbs. It was not 1 or 2 or 5 or 10. It was a river of orbs. You know, people sometimes saying, oh, you know, they are not light beings. It is probably humidity. It is dust. It is this and that. Well, wait a minute. Once you see the video, you can see the river of orbs, millions and millions of them moving, going back and forth, and then stopping, then going back, and then going to the left, then going to the right. So, oh, there you go. So this is one of the photos. You see, the orbs are coming from the newly discovered tunnel.
Wow. Yeah, it's so crazy in there. It's amazing.
It reminds me of what people get in front of the Sekhmet statue in Egypt.
And so you also keep in mind like a lot of the sediment and everything, because like this is all unburied. You know, this was.
You see how they change direction? Yeah.
Oh yeah, like they go into little flows and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's like river rocks on the
They're
walls.
circling. They're circling. And they're going up.
Yes. So, I was talking about those spiritual senses. So we really, the first 5 spiritual senses, and we have 30 of them. The first 5 are the counterparts to our physical senses. But also we have ability, which we don't use, to exchange thoughts. Telepathy is the spiritual sense. Telekinesis, the power of moving the objects with the power of our mind, is a spiritual sense. Even teleportation, moving back in time or in the future through space and time, it's a spiritual sense. And we have noticed that once in the tunnels, with the time, you can develop some of your spiritual senses. You can start feeling the energy. You can start seeing the energy like around your body, you know, our auric field. With the time, we could even develop ability to see the colors of the energy, the colors of our chakra, the colors.
The aura.
So these are the spiritual senses, and it seems that pyramids, when they were really active and strong, they would enable people, or at least those beings who build them, to develop, you know, such type of senses. So I would say the pyramid energy was so beneficial and so powerful. They were field schools. So imagine that we apply the pyramid energy in our life today. Our friends from India, late Dr. Brahmarshi Patriji, he built 400 pyramids, modern pyramids, in central and southern India, from the Bangalore all the way to the Indian Ocean. In Russia, our friends Valery Uvarov has been building pyramids in Moscow, St. Petersburg, and then in Siberia, in Tomsk. I was the first foreigner to visit this complex in Tomsk. 33 pyramids. They built it there, they affected the climate. In Siberia, it has always been cold, and now they started, you know, growing apples and other fruit trees, which was never, you know, possible before. It's becoming the mild climate. So the pyramid energy is one of the ways out from what we have now. And this is, we call it energy crisis, but it's not about the crisis, whether you have enough or not. It's about the source of the energy. Coal, oil, gas, nuclear, it contaminates, it's limited, it's very expensive, and it is in the hands of very few elites who then, through media, corporate world, politics, try to control our lives.
So that's the thing I was thinking about, because you look at some of the elite who drink mineral waters, because again, your water thing, I want to get back to the holy water from the pyramids. I think it's interesting. Memory water, primordial waters. And, how is it you're thinking this water is healthy? What's it doing that's so different, that's structuring it, that's making it
Structured
healthy?
water.
Yeah, but how is a pyramid structure water, and then how are you able to bring that elsewhere and give it to someone? Because it seems like that's what the Bogomils went to the Kievan Rus. They were using that pyramid to make holy water, apparently. So it must be a thing.
Why is the structure of the water so important? I mentioned our water, which has basically so much poisons, heavy metals, plastic, fluoride, and chlorine. So when you look at the molecular structure, it does not have any structure, completely deformed. So it's a low vibration. You drink it, it can maybe help you with your thirst, but actually it does not feed your cells. We did experiment using city water and the pyramid water. And the group of 10 Slovenians in Ljubljana, they were drinking, different types of water. We did not tell them which water they're going to be drinking. And then we were checking them through one instrument called GDV. We were checking the energy aspect of this water. People who are drinking city water, it would